Republican House Minority Whip Steve Scalise got called out for lying about Donald Trump's infamous phone call to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. A reporter asked Scalise whether he had changed his view on Trump's attempted extortion scheme against Zelensky, for which he was impeached a first time in 2019 by the House, but later acquitted by a Republican-led Senate. And the Louisiana Republican inaccurately described the call between the two world leaders. Take a look.
Would you have done anything different in 2019 if you had known, the importance of Zelensky and Ukraine in this moment today?
Well, first of all, you look at that conversation, President Zelensky had called President Trump to thank him for the leadership that he provided. In fact, when Zelensky got elected, he said he modeled his campaign after President Trump's. And ultimately, he got the relief money that he was asking for. If you go back to when Joe Biden was vice president, he bragged about how he withheld $1 billion in aid to Ukraine when Joe Biden was vice president, because he said he wanted a prosecutor to get fired, who ultimately, from reports we saw, was fired. But President Trump stood with President Zelensky, and in fact, the two of them had a really good relationship. And when President Zelensky was asking for things like Javelin missiles that the Biden and Obama administration said no to, President Trump said yes and actually helped Ukraine get those tank-busting missiles that they needed and, frankly, they've been using. They could have surely used some of those surface-to-air missiles that they were asking for just a few months ago that President Biden said no to.
In reality, based on a transcript released by the White House and testimony from impeachment witnesses, Trump paused congressionally mandated military aid to Ukraine to pressure Zelensky to help him find damaging information to use against Joe Biden in the presidential campaign. CNN reports that in the course of the call, Trump repeatedly reminds Zelensky how much the U.S. does for Ukraine and how little, comparatively, Ukraine does for the U.S. He then goes directly into his big ask that Zelensky look into the Biden's activities in Ukraine. The call, which looked bad in the moment, looks even worse today. Trump was withholding aid to Ukraine in hopes of extracting a political weapon in the form of an investigation by Ukraine into Biden to be used in the 2020 election. It's a call no one, especially not the second-ranking Republican in the House, should forget. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com. And if you'd like to see more of the Raw Report, please like and subscribe and join others who like their news raw too.